Hey there, this is Craig the Natural Medic, and as you can see I'm at Devil's Tower, and what a perfect day. It's January and it's 50-something degrees. Perfect day for a hike out here, perfect day to talk about things if you're a new hiker. If you're a new hiker, these are 4 mistakes that I see new hikers make. The first one is not using trekking poles. Trekking poles you might think about are for old people or they're for the more experienced. I'm an AT hiker, I'm going 2,000 miles across the United States. No, these are very handy for a number of reasons. Let's talk about that first reason. Think about your average economy car. Let's say a Toyota Prius. Okay, you got a Toyota Prius. That Toyota Prius is good for being very fuel efficient and getting from place to place. If you get that Toyota Prius in the mud though, or in the snow or something like that, it's probably not going to be as good. The basic idea of a trekking pole, you can extend this sucker out. All right, I'm about 6'2", making a 90-degree angle in my arm when I'm hiking. So it provides extra support for me to be stable on the trail. When you're on a slippery trail, like today, this trail is probably, we've had a lot of snow and ice coming in the last month plus in this part of the world. This is going to help me keep stable on that terrain. When I'm going down, when I'm descending a trail, let me do this other one out real quick. Have these stops figured out as to my height. All of these products that I'm showing you on today's video will be listed in the description below for you to check out if you'd like to improve your hiking game. If I have these 2 in my hand, it's like I go into 4-wheel drive. I can use these, if I'm going down a hill, I can use these to support myself, especially if it's slippery from mud, ice, snow, etc. Not a big deal. And another thing about these, if you'll notice, on the top of these, I carry a little bit of kinesiology tape right here on the bottom of these poles. If I get a blister, if I get a pulled muscle, a strain, I'm prepared, doubly so, for that to happen. If I utilize these poles correctly, they can help me stay upright, whether I'm hiking or I'm backpacking. They can help me stay upright, as I said, slippery terrain, rocky terrain, and also they can help you if you're going uphill. You can help do this, keep your stability as you go up onto rough, uneven terrain. So don't think about these are for old people, because they're actually handy to keep yourself upright, keep yourself from falling on the trail. Because sometimes if you fall on the trail, sometimes it's a long way down, and you don't want to have that happen. All right. Another use for these, of course, should you so choose to do some backpacking or whatever out there, they do make tents that operate with trekking poles, which makes them lighter. Therefore, you can utilize these for the poles that keep those upright. Number 2 problem that I see a lot of people doing that are new hikers is not carrying a way to obtain more water. This is just an example of one of the several different water filters that I use. It is called the Katadyb Be Free. And this is the filter. All these little tubes in here filter out all the bad stuff. Pretty much any water that's raw and in the field, you should assume is tainted with bacteria and baddies that can make you sick. Don't drink it directly out of the water. You will get sick. 99 times out of 100, you're going to get sick. And some of that stuff's hard to get over, and some of that stuff could kill you. So you always want to have a way to obtain more water and be able to filter that water. The Katadyb that you just buy the whole set together, it does come with a bag. I don't particularly care for that bag. I actually use this one, which came from Amazon. The 2-liter Hydrapak water bladder, and the Katadyb just screws in there. So if you wanted to collect some water, you have a fresh water source out there, a stream, a river, a lake, a pond, whatever, you just scoop that water up, you put the Katadyb in there, you pop the cap, and you drink it just like a sport bottle, like bottled water. Pretty easy. That'll keep you safe, that'll keep you hydrated. Make sure I have something to take care of my hydration, to keep myself hydrated, because the body runs on water, the body needs water, in order to operate. The third thing that I see a lot of new hikers not do very well is pack some nutritious, energy-rich foods.
Hungry?
Hungry?
Okay. This is basically a Cliff Bar, Walmart version. It's a crunchy peanut butter energy bar, 260 calories. I usually carry something like that. Other high energy things like peanuts, almonds, trail mix, Honey Stinger, Performance Chews. Honey Stinger Performance Chews, and they are actually similar to a Lifesaver gummy, but they have some vitamins in there and also a little bit of caffeine to help you keep going down that trail. A lot of people don't even think about, I'm going on a day hike. Like for example, this hike I'm fixing to do right now is called Joyner Ridge. It's one of the best views here in Devil's Tower National Monument, Ranger favorite trail. I haven't ever done it, but I don't know what to expect out there. I'm expecting to be out there an hour, maybe an hour and 15-20 minutes. But what happens if I get out there and break my leg? Or what if I get there and sprain my ankle and I have to hobble back, or I have to stay out there because there's a weather situation? I need to have something to save myself in case there's something unexpected that happens. Anything that could happen, that's Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen. That's kind of needs to be your mantra when you're out there hiking. You need to be prepared for things that could happen that you don't expect. Fourth tip is not having adequate directions.
Which way?
In a national park, like this is a national monument, it's run by the National Park Service, trails are very well marked. It's very unlikely that you would get lost on the trail. However, the park brochure here has a map of the park, including the trails. If you're relying on your phone, nothing wrong with that. However, phones are fallible. Phones can die. I've had a cell phone before that still had 15-20% battery, and then kaput. It just shut down. So if you're using all trails, you're using Onyx Backcountry, Gaia, whatever you're using to guide yourself through the world of the trails here, you need to have a backup. That's just a good idea to have. This does not run out of batteries. You have the exact map of the entire place that you're going. I realize some places don't have maps like that, but if you're able to obtain a map, where you're hiking in a state park, a national park, national forest, or wherever, it's a good idea if you can obtain it to get a paper map that you can take with you, even as a backup. You may not use it as your primary, but use it as a backup. Bonus for this particular point, a satellite locator beacon, such as this Garmin Inreach Mini, is a good thing to have. The cool thing about this, I have preset messages in here. When this is turned on, let me go and turn it on. Whoever I choose to send a message to, I can send as many of those as I want. I have 3 preset messages currently. One says I'm on the trail, one says I'm delayed, and one says I'm at the campsite. They also geotag when they send to that person's text message on their phone. If that's the last time they hear from me, for whatever reason, and it's been a certain amount of time, I've instructed those people that get those messages to call the authorities and have them look for me. Additionally, this particular device, and pretty much all your satellite locator devices, have an SOS button on the side. You pop that off, you push the button, and the authorities will come for you. They will track the last known location of this device, and they will perform a rescue. Now, it's not instantaneous. They're not going to be here like Domino's Pizza, 30 minutes or less, but it's going to start the process, and they'll start heading this direction. If you're a solo adventurer like I am most of the time, it's a pretty good idea to have some of this, or have one of these devices with you. It just has a little carabiner. You can clip it to your pants, your backpack strap, and it's really easy to use. Now, it does run off a satellite network that goes around the Earth. It is like a cell phone device. Think of it like that way. Just because you have the device doesn't mean it's going to work. You still have to subscribe to the service in order for it to work. Super handy to have. My final point, bonus point for you, you can see how I'm dressed today.
It's cold. It's cold.
Let me back up a little bit so you can see me in the camera. Okay, I've got on some lightweight hiking pants. I have hiking boots on. I have a wicking shirt underneath here, and I have my trusty Outdoor Vitals Ventus hoodie on the top here, and a hat and sunglasses. In my bag, I have extra layers. If it gets cold out here, I have a puffy jacket I can put on top of this. If it starts raining, I have a rain jacket in there. If my hands get cold, I have gloves. I have a warmer hat. So always think about what terrain you're going to and what is the worst case scenario. Is it going to get warmer? Is it going to get colder? Or is it going to be inclement weather like rain, snow, sleet, something like that? And always be prepared for that. I hope these tips have helped you to become a better hiker, whether you're a new hiker or you're an old hand like myself, hiking for years. Hopefully something that you heard today has helped you improve your hiking game. I'd appreciate you giving this video a thumbs up if you think this is a worthy video other people should see. Think about subscribing to the channel if you like content like this. Hey, until next time, folks, I will see you out on the trail.